All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Breakfast Club. We are back. Man, it feels like we've been gone forever. I mean, it's been a couple days, but I feel like I don't know. I miss you guys. I don't know what happened, man. If it was just a weekend, but it felt like it was like a week, at least for me. But we're glad to have everybody back in the building. We're talking the entire market. We're talking strategy. We're talking large caps, small caps, meme coins. We've got two phenomenal sponsors with us today. Catalan is back in the building with us. Let's freaking go. And we've got Parallel AI too with us. They are a major AI play. You guys know how I feel about the AI crypto sector. We dominated it once when NVIDIA was popping off, and we're going to dominate it again. I think it's going to have another big run. So I've been stacking my chips in the AI sector. Of course, meme coins are here to stay. XRP, HBAR, XLM. I got a bunch of tokens up there. Algorand, SUI, Ondo, SHIB, Pepe. I ran out of room. I couldn't list them all. Brett. But I wanted to throw a few in there. But yeah, I want to get into the overall market, guys. I want to get into kind of our strategy. You know, Coinbase just recently put out a report. It's my first video out today on the channel. Coinbase put a report out for 2025. Their 5 major predictions. I want to highlight that throughout the show today in case you guys didn't see that video. Still go watch it and smash the like button. I appreciate that. Helps the algorithm over there. But definitely want to get you guys up to speed on what Coinbase thinks we could see here in 2025. Thought it was an interesting list and an interesting breakdown. Should make for some interesting discussion as well throughout the space today. And you know what? I'm in a giving mood. It's the Christmas season, so we're going to do a big giveaway, some type of giveaway at the end of the space today. So share the room. Okay, here's a couple things. I don't even want to – that bubble down there with 5 comments, that thing has to at least show 100 before we're giving anything away. It has to show at least 100. And don't just spam it with comments. Like just, think for 2.4 seconds and put something good in the chat. And ask questions, add some insight, add some quality information to the bubble there, the comment section. If you guys are over on YouTube, if you're on X, if you're watching the live stream, you got to smash the like button. You got to share the stream for us. Repost it if you're on X. I'm in a giving mood. I want to give something away later today on the stream here. It's the holiday season. It's been a phenomenal 2024, man. We needed this little bit of a cool down period, I think. A lot of people freaking out. I kind of sound like a broken record, I think, in some of these spaces last week and my videos and stuff. But with so many new people coming in and just people in general freaking out, just take a deep breath. This is just a cool down period within a bull run, in my opinion here. I think a lot of people share the similar sentiment. I do want to talk about altcoin season a little bit throughout this video, kind of what we expect, some strategies that I'm thinking, because I'm listening to a lot of different voices out there, and I've got some strong takes, and I don't want anybody calling me a fudder or anything either. It's just I'm gonna try to be very diligent this bull run, and so I got some thoughts on that. I'll interject some of those later as we roll along in the stream and here on the Crypto Breakfast Club space, man. So it's been phenomenal to this point. What an amazing 2024. I'm so glad we started this damn thing. We've been growing the hell out of it, and people are taking notice. So shout out to everybody who listens every day. Anybody who's told somebody about our show and got somebody else on board. It takes an army, man. And we appreciate all the people who add great insights and information every single day. Without you guys, we'd just be sitting here talking to ourselves, right? So we appreciate that. So, all right, guys, share the room. Come on up here and speak. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. We got Zach and Pate here, my co-host. Zach, what's going on, man? Good morning to you. How we doing, brother?
Oh, my God. Crazy. I literally woke up like an hour ago. It's just been insane. The holidays around the corner. People are taking profits, tax season. I get it, but for us to hover around 94K is pretty fucking bullish going into 2025. So I'm extremely excited. Obviously, big whales, they need to sell off a little bit and then probably buy back in the first, for tax reasons. I kind of saw this coming. This is not really a big deal, but the fact that we're at this level, and I say this all the time, is extremely bullish. I mean, once Trump gets into office, see what he does. I just think we're off to a good start for 2025. And I do hope everyone has a great Christmas. Enjoy it, enjoy family time, all that good stuff, because you're not promised tomorrow. One thing you are promised is death and taxes. That's about it. But you just got to have fun with it. I really haven't been in too many Degen plays right now. I've just been too busy. I got to actually wrap all my kids' gifts today with Shelby, so it's a little crazy. But yeah, excited. Excited for our sponsors today. They're doing some good things. I saw a post from Catalan the other day about someone getting dusted or something. So I'd like to hear about that one. The AI sector, I think, is going to be hot. Things are going to shift eventually. People, obviously, Bitcoin dominance will be gone at some point, and it'll trickle down to the smaller cap gems and that kind of stuff. It's kind of funny seeing this bull run, seeing like SUI, Chainlink, those things flipping some things, and it's just pretty bullish. And I know Zach's a big SUI guy, and he got me into SUI. So if I become a SUI billionaire, it's all thanks to Zach, and I'll buy you, a cup of coffee and maybe get you some, hair gel for all the hair you have. But that's a shout out to you for making an excellent call. I know it's pretty funny. So, it's crazy. The market is just doing what it's doing. I mean, there's not much more to it. It will be a little stagnant, obviously, through Christmas, the holidays, but, it is what it's, I don't know what else to say, really. It's just going to be stagnant. Unless something, Elon Musk calls something crazy over the holidays. But overall, it's pretty good. It's funny. I don't really talk about this, but Nova did we did a sponsorship for hockey, and then last night we got in to do a $3,000 USD giveaway, and we partnered up with LBank, CoinGecko, Coin Terminal, and there's a tweet that went out that got like 50,000 views, and in there, because we called it on the Breakfast Club, we got the Breakfast Club in there to hopefully get some promotion around the show, and just the whole idea is to bring a lot of new people into the space. So there's a lot of great things I posted in the comment section. So if you guys want to retweet that, do one of their tasks that they ask, you might end up winning $3,000 over the holidays. So super exciting stuff, and it all comes back to the Breakfast Club, because this is obviously where I called that project. So check that out. This is all for giving, just like Zach said, he wants to do a giveaway the holidays, and I hope some people that really need it win it. So, but that's what I got right now, Zach.
That's great stuff. Appreciate it, Zach. The one thing I wanted to hit on, it was something I think you mentioned right at the top there. Because a lot of people are like, "Well, I don't understand. Why are people taking profits here? Like the real bull run is 2025." And all of that, I think we're in the same camp. I think 2025, at least the first half of 2025, is going to be really good, right? But these big institutions, they don't play the same game that we're playing, right? We're retail. They're in a whole different stratosphere, and a lot of times these big institutions, they like to realize those gains, and then they buy back in. They create fear in the market. They get retail people like us to get shaken out. But if you've been listening to the Breakfast Club, you're not getting shaken out. You're not buying it, right? They get a lot of retail to shake out, and then they buy the asset back, oftentimes January 1st, like first of the year. Now it's a new year, new slate, and they do it again. And they do it all over again. Keep in mind, man, these institutions really drove Bitcoin higher and really drove this market higher. A lot of the retail hasn't come fully back yet. So how did we go up from $15,000 Bitcoin? We went up because the institutions, especially, leading up to the ETFs. And then after Donald Trump got in, we went from 68K to 108,000 in like a month and a half. That doesn't happen with, you know, paid Zach, me, and HBAR for life. I mean, you know, I'm sure we're doing okay, but we can't move the price that much, okay? That's big institutions. So they're playing a different game than us, and you know, you just got to see things for what they are, right? And you know what? Even retail, though. I mean, some retail might have, you know, front run a little bit and take some profit. What's wrong with that after having an unbelievable 2024, especially if you've been accumulating since 2022? Why not realize some of those gains? First leg of the bull run, you know, check the box, have a little cool down period, and then let's heat things back up here in Q1 as we roll into 2025. I think that's at least that's my sentiment. I think a lot of people share that same idea, right? Paige, what are your thoughts, man? What's going on with you, bro?
Oh shit. GM. Have much today, to be honest with you. I did want to say that one thing with the crypto.com baskets I talked about a few times, I did find out that you can have the baskets get disassembled and still hold the assets without selling them. So that's actually really big. So you can buy baskets on crypto.com, you know, get, you know, exposure to, you know, AI, gaming, or whatever you're looking at, RWA. And then when you want to sell it, you can break the basket up and still hold the assets without selling everything 100% completely. So I just wanted to say that because a lot of people, you know, asked me about it because I brought it up. But I think it's a good way to onboard new people. But other than that, GM, happy holidays. Super excited for, you know, another week of the Crypto Breakfast Club. And yeah, you know what, Zach, I think you were right. It did feel a little long this weekend without the club, you know. We need to start doing like a 20-minute, you know, Sunday space or something. I know Mar would love that because Mar always talks about how we don't do anything on the weekend. We got to do something on the weekend once in a while going forward. Friendly reminder, we have one show tomorrow. Christmas, we are off. So just a friendly reminder to everybody in the room. But, you know, other than that, Zach, I don't really have anything today. Oh, actually, I do have one thing. Okay, I lied. I have one thing. 94,000 roughly, give or take 94, 95. And if you look at fear and greed, Zach, we went back to neutral. Think about that. We're neutral territory on fear and greed right now, and we're at $95,000. That is fucking crazy. People don't realize how crazy bullish that is. Like, I looked at it this morning. I said, wait, I could buy more shit right now, and then I'll be like, you know, according to fear and greed, okay. So I mean, I wouldn't mind, you know, hearing your thoughts on that real quick. But I think that's fucking huge, guys. Like, it's not like we're at like fucking, you know, 65 and it's like, you know, 82 extreme greed. It's like, no, we're neutral at 94, 95. I don't know exactly what it is right now, so that's why I keep saying that. But yeah, I'd love to get your take on that. Other than that, I'm chilling right now. I'm just, you know, I'm having a little hot wine. It's just the holidays, people. Don't fucking judge me. Fuck you guys. I'm having a little hot wine right now, listening to the Breakfast Club and chilling. That's all I got. Thank you.
Yeah, Paige, you know, you mentioned so the last month, right? I mean, this is basically Bitcoin's local bottom, last 30 days. So, I mean, there's a lot of strength here. As long as we don't break and stay down below 92K, we're in a really good spot. I mean, you know, people don't necessarily like when the market gets boring. I do, because we learn when the market gets boring. When the market gets boring and it starts to consolidate, that's just an influx of data, right? That just gives us more confidence to say, hey, here's where I want to stack, right? Here's our local bottoms. And the longer that consolidation period, the bigger the breakout. The longer things consolidate, the bigger the breakout. Right now, buyers and sellers have shaken hands. They've met in the middle. They're like, okay, here's where we are, right? That gives investors confidence. I love it. I love when shit gets boring, especially boring in a bull run, right? Boring in a bear run, that could be a little bit like watching paint dry. But boring in a bull run, I like that because we know we're going to get volatility at some point. We know the market's going to do something and break loose at some point. And if we can get that information as clear as we can. And I think we're starting to see it here in the last month. Bitcoin kind of bouncing off 92K a few different times. So I like it. I like it a lot. I think we're in a really good spot. And like you said, man, I mean, we're neutral here at 93K, 94K. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and Zach, real quick, unrelated to this, I'm pulling a Mar. One more thing, we talked about one more thing. Guys, if your project, company, whatever, going into the new year and need some more exposure to, great communities such as the Crypto Breakfast Club, talk to myself, Zach, or Zach for sponsorships going into the new year, because we are, in the back channels, finalizing a bunch of those right now, getting a lot of deals done. So, if you want to be a part of that, bandwagon or train, I guess you could say, going, full steam ahead into, like, let's say the most bullish part of the crypto market next year, I highly suggest you get in contact with one of us. Not financial advice, but a nice, friendly suggestion. Thank you.
That's good stuff. And shout out to our sponsor today, Catalan. They are up here on the stage, and I am talking to the guys from Parallel AI in the back channels as well. I think they're going to be joining. They may not be able to speak today, but we'll, of course, mention them. I'll give a rundown on what they're all about. As again, Parallel AI. If you go up and, you know what, let me put this pinned post up here from my channel so you guys can quickly check out Catalan and Parallel AI. I gave them both a shout out today about an hour ago before our spot. There we go. I just posted it up there. Check out both those X pages, guys. You got Catalan on Ethereum, Parallel AI on Ethereum. Two different type of plays, but quality projects, man. One an OG meme coin, which we'll hear from them here in a little bit. And then the other, a big AI play. So, yeah, man, we're covering everything here on the Breakfast Club, too. I want meme coins. I want AI. I want RWA. No stone unturned. No stone unturned. I see Larry's joined us, man. We've missed you the last few days, bro. I want to hear what you got, man. I'm sure you got some alpha. And then we'll jump up to our first sponsor today, Catalan, and we'll keep things moving, man. Larry, what's going on, bro?
Hey, guys. It's been a long time. Sorry, I was just busy, had a stacked schedule in Saudi Arabia and the Emirates. Just a lot's going on. So they're, basically doing basically a consensus of a bunch of work before the end of the new year. So I wanted to cover a few things that you talked about. Consolidation of the markets, not a bad thing. I didn't know if you guys noticed how much volatility there was on wrapped ETH versus regular ETH price. Just ETH in general, all the different versions of ETH. It's not a bad thing. But I have never seen so much market deviance from those and the supported stable tokens. So that should give you kind of a macro on what's going on. The volatility is not bad, and like what Pate and Zach were talking about on the on the set, on a set floor, the boring is not really that boring because it's just meaning that we're hitting, we're at a new precedence. We're at a ceiling that we can't go back down from too much. Zach, what you're talking about on Bitcoin, that's going to be some of the back run based on the demand. Some room had to be made for the retail demand. But I wanted to really give, and this is not financial advice, but the ceilings for one type of asset, and this is something that Mar has talked about quite often. The Bitcoins are too expensive of the world, property, gold, and to have enough of those said hyper-deflationary commodities to make a difference in a moment, right? Or between different financial cycles is hard to do because the barrier of entry is so high. So then we enter, assets like Ethereum. So the one ceiling for your, localized or geographically isolated, markets is slowly disappearing and being filled in by the ceilings or the set standards for the world. You enter then RWA or synthetic assets, the tokenization of these said physical or real world assets is increasing in parallel to universal payment and on-rail financial technologies. And I really saw that when I was in the GCC, when I was in Saudi Arabia. We always hear about, of course, the Emirates. We hear about Saudi Arabia, how, they're in their own, geographical race against each other. But it really is like a reflection of what's happening in the world. And, now you saw Qatar enter into the fray, and now you're going to see the likes of Bahrain, Jordan, the Kuwaits of the world get back in. And that's what I saw. It was like feast or famine. Everyone is trying to find a way to tokenize their real world assets, not just for the sake of security and transparency, but as well as the ability to fractionalize future or incoming valuable assets that are on the path of universal acceptance. And that's the things that are really changing, is the need or the demand for integration, regardless of the geopolitical situation, as well as I guess the bias is based on societal norms, right? And my eyes are truly opened. We got to sponsor a pair of fighters from AI. That was big, that are up and coming. Prince Nassim's sons. But beyond that, we just got to see how much DeFi is in the slice of life. I just had this discussion with someone that you'll see more of from the mainstream coming in. But DeFi is really funding, and not just funding, but providing the vehicle for these new ceilings, right? And we have these shared ceilings. The event horizon was the election and the new ask of Bitcoin. But there's so much volatility now, and a lot of this volatility is not real, is artificially induced. I don't know how people can come up with articles. I don't know if some of you saw an article that said XRP would be below $1 again. But if you look at how many holders there are versus the institutional and regular investment, if you look at you look at the united volume of the new altcoins like SUI, HBAR, Hedera, there's so many, Ondo Finance. It's impossible for that precedent to happen again. I shouldn't say impossible, but highly unlikely, almost impossibly unlikely. You just look at how much inflows are in a day. We couldn't compare that even 6 months ago. If you even look at like Solana, and people are so focused on macros on Bitcoin, yes, because it's kind of the pulse of the health of the market in general, but it's beyond that. Because now you have the likes of the ISO tokens I just mentioned, and their growth and their inflow volumes are exceeding or matching tier 1 nations' GDPs, and some of them are not heavy external, like infrastructure or venture capital or traditional finance investment. It's being matched almost inflow wise by retail investment. That is eye-watering. That is already showing you that the ceiling, the vertical ceiling for certain aspects of the market are being held at the retail level and not by the institutional investment or VC investment, as we would usually tend to see. And I saw that firsthand in the GCC, where you would think, yeah, most of it's going to be like, the Saudi wealth fund, the UAE wealth fund. No, it was matched because that's an open jurisdiction for money that we've never seen before. And these are based on individual or groups of individuals. And now I've always said this and I've always preached this. Mar's also been a preacher of this, Matasco as well, that, consolidation of decentralized, exchanges based on peer groups and their wallets are taking over. That's already happening. But now, big finance is starting to recognize this and just saying basically, okay, maybe we can't, we can't compromise with you the way we want, but we want to work with you. And so, why? That's why we were mentioning the SUIs or the ONDOs, right? And the HBARs or Hederas, because they are providing the gaps that maybe an XRP or even an ADA are not going to be able to provide moving forward, or even, dare I say, to Solana. Because I think now Solana's like, okay, we've had our casino phase. Now we're going to enter the serious institutionalized or conventional finance realm, and there's many more algorithmic tokens that are going to be waking up, and they had a heavy presence when I was in the GCC. I never have signed so many NDAs in the last 10 days in my life than I have, and that's why I was ghost. I didn't even have time to barely sleep. I was on regular flight schedule. And so, Zach, man, I'm back. But my eyes are open. I put out a post to kind of break down more of what I'm talking about right now, the vertical ceiling, and how, some things are unobtainable for most of us. 90% of us can't touch Bitcoin to a large enough degree where we can make some type of, structural impact. We can't do it enough. We can't carry 90 or 100 tons of gold to make a difference, right? Or maybe own enough properties. And you really see that because the 1% are buying those things. But then there are the fragments or groups of individuals that are coming together to provide some equilibrium. And that's the name of the game now. It's equilibrium and fractionalizing. That's really the future or the big market. And I'm not giving you any financial advice, but it's the vehicles, the instruments that they're using to fractionalize even your own entity, your data itself. Of course, we talk about that often, but any and all fractionalized assets, it's the vehicles that are going to be the big play. That's going to be the continued meta, within the space. We always talk about individual memes, and we're talking about, the main foundational assets of the space. But at the grassroots level, it's our abilities to invest or to have our voices be heard via the vehicles, and not the insurances of the world. Lots of the bonds, etc., are going to be going by the wayside here very shortly. So I suggest I'm not shilling. I'm just providing. I worked really hard on the last few threads that I've written to kind of give you a more diluted or more easier on the eyes way of understanding all the complex fields of endeavor that we're entering into in the beginning of 2025. I always talk about we increased 2% in the 6 months, but the trajectory between myself and people that are much smarter than me that I was able to meet would say that we're going to enter in a 10 or 20% increase and 20 years of forward momentum in this just next year in 2025. So people are talking about we're still early. We were very early, but the volatility is going to be regular. It's just have the 1/3 stable, 1/3 foundational, and 1/3 gamble. I always talk about that. It's not financial advice, but it really is the way to continue. And if you think stables are done more, there's so much shit talking about how stables are evil, but why is it that every day there are 4 or 5 new stable tokens being granted permission and acceptance as a solution to deflationary fiat? It's not by mistake, and so by insuring yourself and diversify your stables, buy USDT, buy USDC, because when there will be certain, I'm not giving you financial advice, but what I am telling you is that you will be able to arbitrage, because in North America, there will be certain times where it's going to get USDT probably unlisted on many exchanges and many outlets, but it will give you specific buying opportunities or leverage at a higher premium where this is where your stable token or your diversified stable token will give you the ability to make 5 or 10%. I didn't tell you that. I'm not giving you financial advice, but I'm telling you that. So that's what I'll end with, Zach. That USDT, it's the selected choice for BRICS nations. It wasn't by their choice, but it's the way the narrative is ran. And again, you holding and diversifying your stock holds of stable tokens will in eventuality give you that, that micro economy so that you can make the 5 or 10%. Are you going to make 100 or 200% on a stable token? No, but having it when others can't have it, and having it to purchase or double down on certain abilities and using stables as a vehicle for movement is important. Is going to be a very, very important strategy moving forward. I'm already writing a new paper on that now. I'm contributing to it. And, that's, you guys know that's my cup of tea, but I'm really telling you now that while others will tell you, oh, don't buy USDT, but they can't tell you why not to buy USDT other than the fact that it's being unlisted in North American or OPEC markets. But hasn't it always been the case that when it's something that others can't have and you have it, that the value increases? Again, there's nothing super scientific about this. It's all about supply and demand, and this is just common sense. So again, not financial advice. I'm not going against the grain. I love America. I love Ripple. I love XRP and USD. But again, you'd be a fool not to be able to diversify your holdings of stables in response to all of these new ceilings and vehicles being introduced for 2025 for your diversified situations in decentralized finance and beyond. Because decentralized finance is not that decentralized now, as it's bringing in all of the centralized categories of finance. So we can no longer, and I'm when I was in Riyadh, I was blown away about, you guys know, I worked with HSBC for a long time, and I thought they're just getting their toes or their feet wet because it was the moving thing. No. I'm certainly convinced now that that's not the case, that the fact is that everyone is moving into centralized finance because there's a capacity for, unilateral adaptation regardless of geography, as well as having, an answer for the restrictions or limitations of legacy data. So we have to first look at legacy data and capacity, but then also for geography. And what's left to fractionalize for, for the world's banking or asset, or how are we quantifying what values to put on certain products? Well, now it's the vehicles. And that's why I said, stable tokens are going to provide you some diversity in trading now for the first time, because there are enough of them being adapted to where supply and demand and conversion for competition is occurring. And that's why we have so much volatility right now. Yeah,
real quick, yeah. I want to come right back to you, but we do have the CEO of Parallel AI. He has limited time, so I want to get to him real quick, and then Larry, we'll come right back to you because I want to continue that conversation. But I'm just talking to some people in the back channels. I want to get is it Basit? I want to make sure I pronounce that correctly. Basit, welcome to the show, man. As you can see, man, we've got a lot of great minds here. We're talking all things crypto all the time. I want to hear a little bit about the AI sector, man, and obviously what you guys are doing. It's been an amazing thing to watch. Obviously, I think what NVIDIA has done has really kind of, transformed, at least helped put eyeballs on, the AI and big data token sector and crypto sector. So I know you have limited time, and I want to get into kind of what you guys are building. And, I'm live streaming this over on X and YouTube too. We've got 800 plus people over there. So I'm going to be showing, the website and things like that on the live stream as you're talking. But welcome to the show, man. We're happy to have you.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure to be invited. I do have a few moments in between appointments, and we're busier building. We're getting closer and closer to stable beta releases of some of our products that we do really believe do provide something unique in the AI space in general. Just to, as a sort of proviso, while I've been aware of the promise of Web3 and cryptocurrency from early days when I was a younger man. In terms of the nature of the technology, I'm not by no means an expert in cryptocurrency generally. What I do have a background in is physics and in general AI in particular. So just as a perhaps summary of what we're doing here at Parallel and what happened for me. I mean, the project was being built well before I was invited in initially as a scientific consultant to have a look at the kind of products, and I was impressed. Then I was offered the position of CEO, and it's been a while, but a very interesting and rewarding ride to be part of this exciting project, which is being seen for its value and rising up, up the ranks of prominence within the AI altcoin space. But I don't really look at it like that. I look at it as it's my job to make sure that I can harness the team's abilities and recruit partners and talented people in order for us to deliver something in the space in a really short cycle. Web2 normally, for me, I'm used to having 3 years to develop something and have a shot at it working. Whereas here in crypto, we go from in the Web3 world, the difference between Web3 and Web2 is we go from a super, a mobile environment to a hyper-mobile environment. So it's been a steep learning curve, but I am enjoying it. Okay. So just what we're offering, fundamentally, you mentioned NVIDIA. Now, NVIDIA really has made the first attempt to create a stable and active language in CUDA for the AI age. Without getting too technical, the basic idea is programming languages up until CUDA and now Parallax, right? And there are a few others out there as well, were built for CPU infrastructure, for laptops, for PCs. However, the world of AI and the world of the GPU is not that of PCs. We have access to multiple streams or multiple sources of computation in a parallel sense. So that in essence is Parallax. It's something that we shifted our focus away from as we pivoted into areas where there was more potential for growth, quicker wins, and definitely more money. I mean, I'm a very firm believer in the importance and power of open source. I've been coding since the 80s, and I do believe that when developers and creative people and talented, skilled technical people get together and produce things such as C++ or Python, they should forever be open and accessible for everyone to use. That's not where we're making our money as an organization. What we also realized, and I found it myself when I started first fiddling around with Parallax, was that it looks like Python, but it ain't. So it's very difficult to code in a new paradigm shift. So that's where the idea of Pact developed, our second product, the Parallax automated code transformer. So we effectively, we have it working now, but there are issues that we need to build a bigger data set or a standard library for Parallax into. So the idea is you can code in your sequential code, your C++ or your Python, for example, or your Java, and it will come out in Parallax. You may have to tidy it up. The standard in the AI industries, once the hallucination rate is down to 10%, the product's ready to ship, just how it seems to be right now. And then what I really realized is the hero product that we have is PowerHub, our GPU marketplace aggregator. It's unique. No one's doing it either in Web2 or Web3. And it's got interest from some very, very big partners. We've got partners from all across from the Valley to China, seen billion-dollar projects in Web3, such as Akar, such as Netmind, who were really excited by the product. There are challenges, and the difficulties we're having is to deal with the API integration across massive GPU sets. However, I'm confident that we can deliver something that will work and will be a no-brainer to use, because the front end will be easy to use, clear to use, and cheap to use. Where the challenges with the product lie and where the applications are, those have been identified. But why I've been really excited so far by this project is normally what kills a startup, right, is the inability to distinguish between tractable and intractable products, or you don't have the experience to identify what could not be tractable in the first place. So you haven't thought about use cases or customers. This thing was built from the start by thinking about where it could be of value and knowing it was difficult but worth a shot, which is really, for me, fundamentally, the conversations that I had, coming into the product is this is not, I believe the term is not, it's a mere shirk. We're not just trying to do a dance to generate some interest in Web3, where we're actually trying to build products which could have a use in the in the AI industry in general, and be useful for people. I mean, I wouldn't have signed on if I didn't think we were trying to really produce something that could be of value, and it's had interest from pretty much everyone who's looked at it. That's where we are right now. At the moment, we're looking at some products using Paragent was an idea that I came up with about pulling off the best large language models from Hugging Face, and then looking and proving scientifically, as my background is as a physicist, how we are theoretically or possibly quicker, which is unlikely, but definitely cheaper than the big players such as AWS or Google Cloud Platform, etc. in Web 2. So we're trying to. Those are the difficulties our partners have had when they've been having conversations with big players. They say, look, it sounds like you've got a great product, but why are we going to leave that which works? Well, because it's cheaper and just as stable. As a CEO, I think that would be a decision that I would be interested in making. So yeah, in theory, we could be changing the game in terms of GPU compute. We're not quite there, but we're working hard at it.
That's great stuff. And Basit, I don't know how much time you have. Just let me know. But I know Larry, who was just speaking, he helps run Hash AI. One thing we love to do on the Breakfast Club is just kind of bring people together. And I think that's the great thing about Web3 and crypto. People are actually willing and able, because it's so early to all of this, to kind of, foster relationships. Larry, I don't know if you had anything on that.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was gonna say something to what Basit was talking about. So it's not just the cost of operation. It's also looking at AI as an open source force multiplier for yourself. Because if we at the grassroots level are not being able to, for example, create an AI agent proxy of ourselves, our competitiveness in general technology and our redundancy speak for themselves, right? Instead of fearing what AI can do for us as an individual with just, if you use parallel AI, for example, or Hash AI as an integrator into your daily life, how amazing could that be to be everywhere and to be able to use things like the blockchain without any, redundancy or a lack of transient speed. Because that's, of course, we can't be everywhere as a trader. We can't be everywhere as a creator, and to do it securely with a better alternative than AWS and Azure, because, we're not privy to, when we're independent, then you have some data sovereignty, you have some processing sovereignty, right? You're not adjacent to the agreements that AWS and Azure made with Broadcom, where they can give up your traffic, your moving, your comings and goings, anything on their GPU or on their hosting is privy to the 3-letter alphabet soup. And I think that's something that possibly or probably that parallel AI and Hash AI have an advantage over to you, the independent end users. Can we provide compute? Can we provide AI in a probable AI agent, or the template for an AI agent that's usable for you in a practical capacity, but more than that, in a safe and a sovereign capacity where it makes sense to the dollar, but also again gives you the choice of being able to move and to be present in, I guess, the second or third realm, as Google recently released on their, or prodded towards their new chipset, which I think sounds crazy. But as a physicist, maybe Basit thinks that, Google has touched this 4th or 5th realm dimension chipset or processing power abilities that they talked about. They presented that when I was in Saudi Arabia as well, in Riyadh, and I still think it's capped, right? But I think that what Basit was talking about is very prevalent and really it resonates, I think, to most of us as at the grassroots level. And I think that it's fair that we should be able to have computing power and the ability to be present in these 3rd and 4th dimensions without having to spend a small fortune. Because who has access to supercompute? Educational institutions, the government, develop the massive development, apparatus of the world, and nation states. But we as individuals should, in some way or some form, also have accessible, affordable, but most importantly, secure and resolute, as well as sovereign control of our data and the ability to compute at an AI level. So I totally agree with Basit. I just wanted to make sure to remind people what's one of the other big advantages to what our products or our protocols have in common at the grassroots level. Well, the ability to do it privately and to do it affordably and to give everyone universal access, and let us take the difficult legwork out of providing it for you and making it accessible to all. I think that's one of the biggest ethical missions we have in 2025 is to level and make the playing field even, and that's something I alluded to in my contributions to the ISO 4200 ethics in AI. And I've been continuously writing on for the last year now. So Basith, I'd love to, talk about what kind of mixing we can do at Parallel AI and Hash AI. On the commercial end, we're more geared towards the AI optimization of mining, which we've done on our large POW sites and GPU mining. But of course, we do have an AI agent that's moving forward now that we've been developing in cooperation with MetaTrust Labs, one of the largest CID and AI labs in the world. That's my day job, actually. I'm the chief security officer there, so I'd love to see what kind of fusion or alchemy that we can come together with Parallel and Hash. So thanks, Zach. We love to get up with good people. So, and Basith, I'd love to, talk to you in DM about that.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds amazing. Yeah, what you've got absolutely up for that. We're very much a partnership-based organization. What you're saying sounds exciting. I'm going to be moving on in a few minutes, but definitely DM me, and we'll set up a group and we'll bring our people in there and we'll have a look at what can be done. Just as a gut, it seems like a no-brainer because pretty much everybody we partnered wants to kind of sign up with PowerHub, right? So that's going to be happening off the bat, right? But it sounds like there's a little bit more that we could do, and yeah, definitely good to connect with good people. One of the things I love about the space is how cooperative it is as compared to competitive in Web2. It's something that's actually been a breath of fresh air and actually quite humbling to be part of. That there's this wonderful anarchistic spirit of the people who kind of conceived the idea of digital currency is really coming to life in this alternative economy. So yeah, absolutely, let's do that.
Yeah. Same values and cores, and again, it's very cyberpunk and dystopian in nature, but very much needed as a solution for all of mankind ethically to continue to evolve, to make sure that there's equilibrium in the weaponization of technology and that we don't get left behind, because this is one of the first times in history where we've had the advantage of being here as a first mover versus institutions based on their ego and their vanity, right? So again, it's like reinventing the wheel. I don't think there has been an impact on society since printed books or wheel or the advent of fire since the proliferation of AI. So there's plenty of space for everyone, and we can only do better if we come together to provide exposure solutions and the answer to, I guess, having the anti-hero solution to mainstream industry and its integration into what we're doing right now, where we have been. Some of us have been here for a long time.
I'm sorry to just jump in on this. I know that, good morning, Zach, by the way. I got invited here for a different reason, but I had no idea that this was going to happen. And both Larry and Basith, I just shot both of you guys a follow. I'm working on a massive AI project right now. We just launched a $5 billion raise, and it's all about the ethical standards in AI. And so I'm working a lot on the marketing side and like the super connecting side and all like live events in that area. And so I shot you both a follow because we've read out a huge Mother Earth Constitution on this, on what these standards should look like and how we're going to do them, and all of the computing power. We've got hosting facilities all over the United States. We've got a lot of things going on, but it's always great to cross collaborate with the people that are, really advanced in this and bring more of us together that have that heart center. So just wanted to say hi. And thanks for doing the right thing.
Well, always 3 degrees of separation when we think there's 6. And, at the grassroots level, that's what's great about this is there's no ego in this, I I don't pretend to know anything or know everything even on any given day. But when we come into, again, like Crypto Breakfast Club, we come into our spaces, we have the ability to break bread digitally and, find out difference of perspective or where people are building on other ends and see how we can help each other. And that's one of the things that's drastically different than the experiment we call the last bull run, because it really now, from the last 30 days, from what I've had my eyes open my eyes paid, is that was just a great experiment into what we're having now. And again, you can see that because maxis from all ends of the space, even in the layers of Web 2, Web 3, Web 1, are coming together to find, equilibrium and consensus on what we're doing. So Basith and Altman, it's great to meet both of you. As you may or may not know, I'm a regular here. So since Basith Parallel AI is going to be a long-term sponsor here, I'm happy to be here as well. And I'm going to be in your DMs. Maybe we can get a Telegram group going and we can start really breaking down some building, because I done a little bit of background and a little bit of, just because it sounded cool, the branding is cool, Of course, that's the first thing in marketing, the branding, right? But then after hearing you speak, then I was just like, okay, and Zach, I think pretty much had the feeling, I have the itch. I think it's good to put these two together. And I totally agree. So, what a good way to start Christmas Eve, right? Not by coincidence, right? So happy holidays to you. And, it's a good feeling, right, to have that camaraderie, And Basith, it sounds like you're from the UK. Our core team is in the UK as well, in the Midlands. So a bunch of regular guys with just high aspirations and hopes. So look forward to, maybe meeting IRL or having our teams meet. And anyways, excited to move the possibility of working together along, because, it's good to be first movers, right?
Yeah, no, I would love to meet IRL. Thank you, Altman, for your kind words and your thoughts. Once again, there's exciting things happening every day. I think the idea of democratization, distribution, and ethical guardianship of AI is something, to be fair, even at the higher level, everyone's aware of now. This technology is so powerful that we've reached the point of no return. And humanity-wise, we all need, we're all aware that this stuff has, like any technology, good and bad to it, right? I guess it's just a reflection of humanity where it comes from. The final thought I would leave with is we've just put an announcement out on the Parallel handle, and I forwarded it as well. We've made an announcement or a release from the Pi Foundation of a prize of up to, I think we've got a prize pool of or a liquidity pool of 30,000 Pi tokens that they were trading. Somewhere near $1 at the best. But the idea is that those tokens are there available to fund people with good projects. If you've got an idea in AI that you could use our tools for, please come ahead and we'll support you, because that's important. And it's something I'm really proud that we could do. So until next time, definitely be up for the fact that much of your core team is in England. I am indeed from England and in England at the moment. So yeah, I'll be amazed, I'm elated to meet in real life. Absolutely. Thank you so much, guys. I must move on now. I have other appointments, but definitely we'll set up. My team has already mentioned we're going to set up a Telegram group, and then we'll see what we can explore in terms of where Hash AI and Parallel can work in unison. Thank you so much, guys. It's been an absolute. It's been humbling to have an opportunity to address parts of our wonderful community again. I'll be honest. Every day I'm working in Web3, I'm falling in love with the community more and more. It's just so wonderful to have people with my kind of mindset that I had back when I was in corporate. And part of me really doesn't want to go back, and I really hope I won't have to. But let's see what happens. No one knows what the future holds.
Happy holidays with Steve.
Everyone enjoy their time with their families. Take care.
Yeah, thank you.
Amazing. Appreciate it, Basith. Really means a lot coming in. And I'm so glad, Larry, you were in here today, because I was going to DM you in the back channels. I was like, I think you want to be here, man, because this is what we love to do on the Breakfast Club. I'm not going to pretend like I have the kind of, levels of knowledge that Larry and Basith do when it comes to AI. But from an investor standpoint, I can see that I want to be a part of it, and learn as much as I can. And that's what we try to do here. We try to, foster great relationships and bring people in here. And if anybody can glean something from it, that's what it's all about,
Well, Zach, and Pate, I'm back. It was just I had to take that week because it was, again, the end of the year and just, getting invited by, who runs Saudi Arabia. I don't have to allude to that, and treated us so well. I'll go into more of that later, but the Ramcos of the world, the Halliburtons of the world, the base systems of the world. So I put up a post. We're at Saudi Kingdom Towers. You can look through and see who we probably had meetings with. Use your imagination. But again, I haven't signed so many NDAs in such a short period of time as I had during that period of time while I was in the GCC. It was crazy. And also in the Emirates. And there's so much of the reason, if you really look at the reflection of how the GCC is doing things, it's like they paused in time because, a lot of their growth has been in the last 40 years, not in the last 200 years, right? They didn't have a industrial revolution like we had. So they just sat back, watched, see how can we meld digital economy and digital assets and fractionalize commodities into modern living, and having it be based, not just on economic requirements, but really on religious and also social norms. How can we make this not be haram for them, so that it's, an equal, as close to an even traded as it is for an asset to asset rather than fiat to an asset, right? And man, it works. It works super good. If you don't believe it, go spend a week in Dubai and you'll see, or go spend a week in China even as another example, and kind of see, wow, where have we been, and again, I didn't spend, I will tell you, I didn't spend a single real or dirham unless it was for like food on the street or something. I paid for everything in USDT, USDC, or Ethereum. Excuse me. I have a little cough, but.
Dude, Larry, I need to ask you a few questions about how that's going for you, because I've been unbanked for like 4 years, and I've actually it's been one of the hardest things that I've ever done. I was able to really be a part of like this whole being a guinea pig thing, and I appreciated it and I respected it, and I was willing and able. And now I'm getting into some of these bigger things. I've got potentially a store opening down in the Diamond District, and I'm having to go back to some of the Web 2 mindset, which I need to do. Honestly, this stress has been crazy. I couldn't have done this without my friends. And just things like renting a rental car and just like simple things. It's very, if you haven't went all the way in like this, then it's hard for people to understand. And I hoped if enough of us did it, then solutions would be created. And obviously they are now, but we're still just like a hair away from that actual freedom in Web3. Sorry, kids running in the background. But yeah, I'm just curious how it works when you say like you're using these to pay for everything. Like, how are you getting by in some of the other areas where you have to have like a specific type of credit card or a specific type of debit card? I don't know if it's where I'm located, or if there are areas that you can actually survive totally without having those, without leaning into like people around you in your ecosystem for those things, or business models or business accounts.
Larry, did you catch that? You still with us?
Yeah, I got that. So I'm not saying that it's 100% that way, but like if you go to the Thailands, or you go to the Dubais of the world, for example, in Thailand, the barrier of entry is lower for investment, but like Dubai is going to give you more of the CBDC access via crypto. And what I mean by that is go there, get an investment visa, or open your corporate entity there, get banking, and they do your biometrics there, and then you can bank on proxy from your crypto, because there's ways to turn your USDT, your Ethereum, your Bitcoin, whatever your digital assets are, into regular spending fiat. It's not very different than what China does, but China just does it without crypto. It just does it with your earned wage, right? So you apply those technologies and those doctrines to, you know, for example, the Emirates, where they have their buying power, and that passport gives you more access than even the U.S. passport, for example, then it's not an issue. At the macro level, you go to a place like Thailand, you go to Vietnam, or you go to Turkey. So Turkey is a very interesting example. Tier 1 infrastructure, Tier 1 economy, but Tier 4 fiat currency as far as inflation. And then you have localized exchange, and you have localized, OTC desks everywhere in Turkey. Like, I was invited by the government and saw that, again, I didn't spend a single dollar. I didn't use my debit card one time. I spent all USDT 1,000,000% of the time there. I was, you know, and of course, I mean, to be transparent and fair, I was given a lot of, good treatment by the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Interior. Like, that wingsuit flight, I didn't pay for. They just said, like, I just had to sign the liability waiver. It says, okay, if I die from this wingsuit, I hold them harmless, but I didn't pay for that. But that was an amazing experience, right? But all of my meals, everything, again, paid on USDT. And when I needed fiat, it was just, okay, I just used my USDT to touch that fiat. But other than that, I wasn't using a single dollar to do it. So,
and Larry, I could speak to that too. Just going to Dubai and going to Singapore, those two places. I mean, it's so easy. I mean, they make it so easy, whether it's, you know, a meal or a big ticket item. I mean, it's just,
sure,
they're so far
Absolutely.
advanced when it comes to that. And I think the U.S. is going to get there, right, Larry? I mean, I do think it's going to happen. Will it be like right away? Maybe not. I mean, I think the whole stablecoin, you know, kind of ushering in of stablecoins in the United States probably starts with like the financial institutions, you know, business to business more, right?
Sure.
And then kind of
Yeah,
filters
peer-to-peer.
into retail, right?
Absolutely, peer-to-peer. And then, but it's going to happen with RLUSD anyway. So
Amen.
we look at a Ripple stable dollar, and how are they going to control, basically, or, you know, lessen the demons of the exchange or the whole, you know, idea of monetary systems and the cleaning of money is just limit, you know, have common sense limits. Like, is that going to jive with all of us? No, but if you want to have more access, you're going to clear higher levels of due diligence and KYC, just like in banking. But the big difference is you don't have to do it on the dollar itself. You can do it on something that's pegged on the dollar. So again, with USDT, it's going to lose favor in North America because RLUSD is coming because it's built in with some type of, okay, we have a daily limit structure where USDT doesn't have a daily limit structure. It's only controlled that way either by access to USDT or the limits that you can spend on USDT. But with RLUSDT, it's built in. So say you're a level 2 person, and that limits you to $10,000 of expenditures a day, you know, which would be for 90% of us more than what most would need, right? It sounds small in the scheme of DeFi, but for people like myself that don't really trade and just earn, you know, on POW mining or on the services that I provide every day for the two companies I work for, it's more than enough for me, right? But I understand some of us have huge moon bags where, you know, 10,000 might not be enough. But again, the beauty of DeFi is you have that choice. Just go somewhere else, you know, and just pay what you're supposed to pay and make sure that you're doing it in the guise of a model where everyone can, you know, it's sustainable for everyone. Right? I think compromise and sustainability are the two things that we're going to need to accept if we want to limit volatility moving into Q1 2025. And I think those are the solutions that not just the U.S. government is working on, because it really knocked the narrative, but it really accelerated the arms race for China, for the rest of the GCC. And to be fair, BRICS nations, they have about a 10-year lead on the U.S. They have had for a long time. But again, is it beneficial? Is some or more adaptation in another part of the world advantageous? Yes, because we are a global economy still at the end of the day. And they just want to make sure that they get their piece, right? So that's the situation. Again, it's compromise and, you know, how much can we adapt together on like some type of universal footing? But I don't know. I think $10,000 a day spending for most of us is going to cover 90% of us, you know, maybe not more, maybe not Zach from Subway, but definitely Larry and Matasco maybe. You know, I'm not saying that we're poor, but I mean our needs are just different, right? So, you know, not paid. Yeah, paid might need more than 10K a day. He's riding horses, taking awesome photos in the sunset and stuff. Got all the girlies around him and stuff. You know, I have a witch hat and just one watch. So, but you know, who knows? So, Zach Humphries.
Listen. Hold on. We're not just gonna fucking drive by like fucking Burger King. We're not just gonna drive by. First of all, I only have all the quote unquote girlies when I'm in Portugal. Morocco, it's a desert. It's a desert physically and it's a desert fucking mentally. All right, that's it. That's all I'm gonna leave.
Bro, no, Marrakesh is amazing, man. Marrakesh is amazing, dude.
I'm not in Marrakesh. I'm in fucking Tangier, and I love Tangier, by the way. That's where Tangier is.
It's beautiful, man. Best seafood in the world, but that's the thing, though. Everyone's idea of what is expensive versus, you know, based on local economy is different, and that's what's really great about DeFi is you don't have to adjust to the set funds of a fiat standard. You can negotiate based on the flexibility of decentralized finance, right? You're always carrying the highest premium with digital assets. You're not held to a gun to your head based on the local price action on the fiat. So you don't have to carry a barrel full of, you know, if, for example, if you're in Zimbabwe or Venezuela, you don't have to carry a backpack full of Boulevard to buy, you know, one pastry, for example, as I've experienced in the past, you know, or all of the Turkish lira I had to carry before. No one wanted lira. They're like, do you have, in the beginning when I first went there, do you have dollars? And then when I came back later, do you have euros? And now, do you have USDT or Bitcoin? I said, I have USDT. I'm happy to give it to you. And then they even give you a better ratio on your USDT than the lira because they just don't want to carry all of that lira. And that was my experience in Turkey this year. So, yeah, pretty common sense. You know, I like to carry everything on my digital wallet and cold storage. So if anyone's listening there with bad intentions, cold storage. Don't get any wrong ideas.
Yeah. My horseback riding photo down there in the comments for you. So let's go.
Listen, first of all, my horseback riding photo is just me falling off the horse. So, like, y'all don't even want... A few people have that image, actually. I think fucking Postman and Mike from Crypto have that. And Zach from Socio and Zach also have that image of me falling off a horse, which is great. But, guys, I want to get over to Catalan. They are one of our sponsors today. I want to get to them. We do have a bunch of hands also. I see fucking HBAR for Life, Dupe, Your Corp, fines down there. And we also have people trying to get on stage who are listeners currently. So I want to get that rotated at some point. So I want to get to Catalan right now because that cat comes from the god himself, Elon Musk. Thank you. Oh, I also see Matt with the tinfoil hat has his hand up also. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Paid Expo, Zach Humphries. I'm so excited right now what's going on in just the Web3 space. And, you know, I want to share this, story real quick. Me personally, I came into, the crypto space in 2021. And my first meme coin I ever bought was Dogecoin. And I bought it strictly because of I seen Elon Musk supported it. So it gave like some validation to it. And, I was there. I seen when he tweeted, I want to buy Shiba Inu. And then we started to see God candles print on a derivative of Doge, which is SHIB. And, I seen him tweet Baby Shark, Baby Doge. I seen him change his name to Lord Edge, and a token went to like 190 million in one day. And this was all during the bull run. So, even Floki. But right now, this is something we never seen before. He actually used his product, Grok, to create an actual meme character. And we all know how he feels about, with the whole Disney situation and OpenAI, with the woke stuff. And, it kind of was a nice jab at Disney as well. Like, Disney owns Mandalorian. So he created Catalan. And right now, look, when retail come in, they like the meme coins because it brings the fun, right? I mean, Dogecoin, yes, it's a meme coin, but it's one of the largest cryptos in all cryptos. I mean, even you look at Pepe. Pepe's went over 10 billion market cap, which is, it's kind of insane, crazy to me, because it's like there's actual projects, utility projects, and things that's building that didn't reach that pinnacle yet, right? So that just shows the interest in memes and the fun of crypto is really high. So what we have here with Catalan, not only the meme, this cool space cat meme that Elon created, and he never ever created a meme. He likes to steal memes and use other memes that's already there. Well, he actually created this meme character, this cool space cat. I mean, the guy's going to space, building rockets, building robots, and everybody in the world knows who Elon Musk is. So since he actually created this using Grok AI, because, this meme was born from AI, I just want to just help people understand what's going on here. At Catalan, yes, we have the fun meme, we have the content. We just released episode 2 of our mini series because Elon Musk did say new TV series. So we've got the content, the mini series, the audio books, but we also have a team of 4 AI professionals. I mean, between the 4 of them, they have over 10 to 20 plus years in the tech and AI space. And, one of our guys swore, he does deep dives on a lot of the AI projects and a lot of the AI stuff. He can dissect them in and out. He could say what they're using, what databases, things of that sort. So what they are actually doing for Catalan, they're bridging the meme, fun, and AI to the Web3, communities. And over the past 2 months or so, they actually have built out the first AI agents built on Grok. Right now, it's only in phase 1, but right now they already are really impressive. If you go into our Telegram and you talk to Leorian and Lyra, they're both twins, brother and sister. And it just goes with the Catalan lore from our audiobook that's on Spotify. But they actually have memories. They know a lot. I mean, I myself tried it out. I taught them some things about me. And, I come back 5 days later and they remember actually everything. So it just brings the fun with our community and engaging with them. And, and that's just phase 1. Because the thing with that our AI team are doing, they're taking the AI and actually pioneer on Grok. They are giving the AI eyes, hands, and also voice. And people will soon see when this is rolled all the way out, completed, they will be able to do everything. They also come into X with their own X accounts as well. But one of the things that they're doing with AI as well is they're bringing an actual utility, a tool, and that's our Space Pass lottery system, right? This is all integrated in XAI and Grok, and it's an actual marketing tool that we haven't seen yet. I haven't seen anybody actually use AI for this, and that's just what makes AI merging with Web3 so magical, because it opens up the possibilities and Pandora's box of, of the things that you can do with AI and Web3. So we'll be rolling the Space Pass out, I want to say within the next 2 weeks or so. But this is an actual cool marketing tool for, integrated with AI. As well as, over the next 3 months, these guys are building out, other utilities all, using AI. So yeah, yes, it's a meme, but we just want to be clear that we actually have AI professionals that's actually working, you know, in the background tirelessly, you know, building out these cool things to actually show people how AI can help with meme projects as well. And not only just meme projects, but the Web3 space. So soon people will see, you know, okay, what's going on in Catalan. Yes, it's a dope meme Elon Musk created, but they're also innovating in the AI space as well. One other thing I wanted to mention is what we just secured a partnership with Victus Capital. And Victus Capital is a venture capitalist. And they are actually, you know, looking to invest, you know, a massive amount into Catalan as well. And this is just one of, you know, 3 venture capitalists that's actually taking interest in Catalan. The other 2, you know, they're just working on finalizing things in the background. So I don't have to really speak about that. But I can talk about the Victus Capital because that is a done deal. So when the euphoria comes back in the market and, you know, the market starts to turn, you know, this is something that's really going to captivate the new investors in crypto. And I'm just excited and just proud to be, you know, a part of this community and a part of this this team here at Catalan, because it's just so many great things that's going on here. I mean, whenever you get a chance, if you can take a look at our mini series, and you'll see that, you know, this type of content you don't really come across in the meme coin space. So again, you know, just be on the lookout for that. We just want people to know that we actually have AI professionals that's actually building some AI stuff, and it's all built on Grok because, you know, Elon Musk has Grok, and, you know, his company is XAI. So we're going to build on Grok, and, you know, again, like, I think I covered pretty much, you know, a lot. It's still more, but at the end of the day, like, look, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. You know, if people like Doge, like Shib, Pepe, you know, we really feel like this will be the cat that will actually be able to reach that pinnacle, knowing how Elon Musk has influenced the meme coin space in the past. And we can proudly say that, hey, this is the first actual meme character created by Elon Musk himself using Grok. So that's pretty much it. If you don't mind, I would want to pin up here in the chat are the mini-series, episode 2 of the mini-series, just in time for the holidays, because the Catalan saved Santa and saved everybody's Christmas. So I'll just pin that up there. Whenever you get a chance in your free time, check it out. It's some amazing content. It's funny. It's cool. Episode 1 as well is on my page. So thank you, Zach. That's pretty much it for Catalan right now.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it. And guys, we're doing a giveaway. I put it up in the nest too, and it's pinned up on my profile. Make sure you guys check that out. That's for everybody too. We got almost 1,000 people on the live stream too. So head over to X if you don't follow me over here yet. If you're already here on the space, it's real easy. Couple quick, simple steps. Just follow Parallel AI. Go ahead and follow Catalan, and then repost and like that post that's pinned up on my profile. And then just drop 3 friends in the comment section so more people get the opportunity to get in. And we'll do that at some point in the next 24 hours. We'll let that run a little bit, I think, even into tomorrow, and maybe even announce the winners on tomorrow's show. We will be back tomorrow, guys. We got about a half hour left of the show, too. We will be back tomorrow. We won't be here on Christmas Day. Obviously, take some time, spend it with your families. time spent with family and friends is never time wasted. So we want to give everybody the opportunity to do that. But we will be here tomorrow again. Paige, go ahead, man. Then I see some other people want to jump in here. We got Dupe and Matt down there. HBAR for life. I see Max in the house. GME, XRP, appreciate you, bro, for coming back in. I'm seeing a lot more familiar faces, and that's what it's all about. We're growing a nice community here. Paige,
which means retweet this space, yo. Like, get a few people in here for this last 30 minutes. Like, this is what it's about.
Let's go.
When you have time, I want to ask Larry something.
Okay. All right. Paige, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I also am doing a huge giveaway, guys. Huge right now, live on the Crypto Breakfast Club. I'm passing the mic to HBAR for life. Thank you.
I see what you did there.
I'm poking him. I don't even think he heard you. Yo.
No. I'm here. I just wasn't sure. Sorry, I wasn't sure if they were just joking around. Sorry, I got a pretty severe cold. I just wanted to pin something to the top with all this AI chat. I don't want this to be forgotten.
The awkward silence.
Oh no, you can't hear me?
No, I can hear you.
Larry, can you not hear HBAR for life?
No.
Just do a quick trip. He's on the mic now.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Oh, and before I go into that AI stuff, Zach, the last time I was on here, it was before the karate combat fights, and I told you that whatever I won, I would give to you guys for giveaways. I won 20,000 karate combat. It's crazy, like the most. I never win this much, and this time I actually won more. I won more of the fighters one that I picked than ever before. I'd also like to give a shout out to the HBAR community who showed up today. MomCoin. Alt Mom is a part of that, I guess, and Soot. And so I'd like to send you some Soot also. They bonded off of Meme Job or Meme Fund, and there's some other ones like Space Ape and HBARbarians. Our meme coins are starting to, they're there, and things are happening. We're very excited for this bull run. But with all of the AI talk, I pinned to the top a article from the actual, it's like AI and NVIDIA, and I don't want to lose you guys and pull it up, but basically Dell and NVIDIA are working together to build the trust layer of AI on Hedera. And they're also making hardware for that also. And if you guys are like, oh, well, I don't feel like that's too much of that's not decentralized enough for me. A lot of the times I come in here and I talk about HBAR suites. It's different from HBAR. HBAR suites is a community node operation, and it's built on Hedera. So,
shout out to the H node runners that are in here. There's a bunch of them down there, by the way.
Yeah, HBAR Suites is a virtual machine in the cloud, and their nodes are completely coded in TypeScript. So, why is that important? TypeScript works well with the native code of Hedera, which is JavaScript. And in TypeScript, you can build AI bots on Hedera that's working with NVIDIA. You can build what's built in TypeScript. You can Google it. It's there's banking apps are coded in TypeScript already. There's I think DoorDash is coded in TypeScript. I think Grok AI is coded in TypeScript. A lot of these things that you guys are trying to find out the solution to can be done on HBAR Suite smart nodes. This isn't financial advice. You guys got to do your own research, but Hedera seems to be the mecca for AI going forward as the trillion-dollar asset companies are building on it. So just my thoughts on that AI part. But I really wanted to give a shout out to the HBAR community members that showed up and are working for their bags and hoping you get to your 100 posts.
You remember Hedera is providing the mathematical solution for where XRP is needing right now as well. So, and that was really relevant when I was in the GCC too. XRP's supply is becoming more and more finite, and Hedera is, integrating into XRP. So if you want to see the universally accepted remittance and payment rail system, then you just need to look at the two, because that was one of the big things going for XRP was the supply is getting destroyed, So shout out Hedera getting involved with XRP. So it was an inevitability. I just didn't see it coming this fast. So.
Yeah, and every ledger, every bank is a ledger, and every ledger can connect to Hedera right now and become faster and more secure than it ever was. And so that's why I'm always in here and so bullish on Hedera. And like I said, Hedera and HBAR suites are, if you guys need some AI help, just hop in the Discord or message me, and I'll get you to the right people, because the developers want to help people. They want to bring more developers on. And anyways, you guys have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and Happy Holidays to everyone else. Thank you for letting me talk. Sorry, I'm losing my voice.
Always, man, and appreciate you, man, for being a regular here on the show. Real quick, guys, I want to take it a little bit more macro here, at least set the stage here for the last half hour, and I see the hands down there. We'll get right over to we'll get to Matt Dupe, and then GME. I know you wanted to jump in here too, and I see Max up here. But real quick, man, I read something interesting this morning, Coinbase's kind of 5 predictions for the crypto market in 2025, and found some things pretty interesting. I just want to kind of highlight some of those things. So one of the things they mentioned right out of the gate is, we're finally in the United States, it's looking like we're going to get a favorable regulatory environment. And we've never had this, right? And still the market has grown. Still the market has went from 5 to 7% adoption, as Larry has mentioned before, in a really short amount of time. And even back in the last bull run, we saw growth, but never before have we had this situation with as many pro crypto seats in the incoming U.S. Senate and the House of Representatives. And we mentioned this before, but sometimes it you hear it once and it kind of floats away. But I wanted to kind of reiterate this. You look at the Senate, 59 pro crypto members, 37 anti, and 4 neutral who could be persuaded to join the pro-crypto side. Then you look at the House of Representatives, 289 pro-crypto members, 122 anti-crypto members, 24 still on the fence that are neutral or no stance. Right there alone, right? We've never had this kind of situation really evolve. And then they went into positive developments for crypto ETFs. Some of the ETFs that, have already been filed for, or at least are the hot items. XRP, Solana, Litecoin, and HBAR. Those are the 4 that keep popping up quite a bit here. Again, XRP, Solana, Litecoin, and HBAR. I can't wait for the day until we get like baskets of ETFs, right? Exposure to the AI sector, exposure to meme coins, exposure to,
Zach, do you know about what the Litecoin mining is doing right now? Right now, like the L9s that came out, they're mining Doge, Litecoin, and Bells. And
we're mining them now. We've been mining for a long time.
It's such a surprise to me. And I've always wanted to really, really run with Litecoin. And those things are crushing it. If you guys are interested, definitely hit Zach up, because that's a power move right there.
Love it.
Zach, real quick, you mentioned a number earlier. I think you said 92K Bitcoin. You would see a small reversal. Was that the number? I don't remember the exact number yet.
Yeah, I mean, we've shown strength at 92K 3 times here in the last month. I mean, we've bounced off that pretty nicely.
Do you see, Zach? Do you remember, and to what Pete was talking about? You remember I told you that the math is already set, that the ceiling is so high, the precedent set so high that if Bitcoin went back to 30K, that the buying pressure would still be so large that the inflows would make up for themselves in within a week's time or less. We've already seen that tested when the Korean stock market had a scare and universal Bitcoin dropped to 60. It was only for a second and jumped right back up to 100K. So I mean, we've already had it tested to the maximum level. People forget about that. But as I've said before, we had a test of that of the Nisei when the Nisei market took a dump as well and dumped, every asset class, not just DeFi and crypto. So we're at a period now where inflows are so strong, demand is so strong that, again, like every Bitcoin that's mined, every Litecoin that's mined, there's tremendous buying pressure, and will continue to be so based on that the hyper deflationary mechanism of all these said digital assets will continue to do so. So if anyone says, no, that's, it just shows how volatile it doesn't. What it does show is that how resilient and how much of a surface ceiling that we have. It's so high that we'll never go back down. And it was predicted here first by myself here on Zach Humphries' Crypto Breakfast Club, where I told you we can get to whatever number and it won't matter. Bitcoin will still be bought at tremendous levels. Litecoin, and when the Nisei and the Korean stock market dumped in the day to almost 100% below ceiling levels and bounced right back, I don't know what else I can say. And it wasn't bounce. They didn't bounce back in like a matter of 2 or 3 days. They bounced back, and when the Korean stock market crashed, in a matter of 6 hours, and the Nisei in 1 day. And it's amazing how, like, people were saying it's game over, it's the end of the world, and we've always said it's not the end of the world. It would, like I said, Bitcoin was at 30,000. Everyone in this room would find a way, would be mortgaging their homes or doing whatever they could and buying up, DCing every last bit of what they had into Bitcoin, because the vacuum is there. Every Bitcoin that's going to be mined this year has been spoken for 4 years ago, if you want to really know the truth. What are your retirements? What are your all of these economic funds and these different financial products that are being thrown to you by financial technology is based on Bitcoin. So relax. Just when you see something like that, you see that huge flash before you, instead of panicking, it's like, wow, maybe I should take a couple of bucks that I have in fiat or whatever, no financial advice, and just double down on your positions. So again, said here first, legalization of crypto in China, 1 billion brand new new users, and this was 2 months before it was ever announced. DNC wallets open to crypto, said 1 week, 2 weeks before official announcement, and to that point, to the wallet and the company that was providing them. And again, the bounce back on all of these was announced very early here on Crypto Breakfast Club. Not shooting my shot, Zach, but receipts here for all of that.
No, 100%. And that's why you guys come in here, man, because you're going to get the alpha, you're going to get the insight, you're going to get everything you want. Great people. And yeah, I mean, Larry, you've been spot on with so many things, bro. And we appreciate it. I mean, seriously, everybody who comes in this room and contributes has helped people in one way or another. One of the other things real quick, and then I want to get down to Matt and Dupe and GME and then Altmom for sure and Max. I feel like we never have enough time on this space. It always just runs so over the 11:30 mark, but it's all good, man. It's good stuff. Global adoption of stablecoins. We kind of hit on this earlier. A representative from Coinbase said, and I quote, "Indeed, we may very well be getting closer to the day when the first and primary use cases for stablecoins won't just be trading, but rather global capital flows and commerce." I think, obviously that's going to be an exciting thing to watch as we roll into 2025. And then tokenization, right? I mean, we heard Larry Fink, what he said. The conversation immediately shifted to RWA, the tokenization of everything, starting with financial instruments. In my opinion, this is a space that's said to be in the multi-trillions. It's already grown 60% in the last year, reaching nearly 14 billion, and I just think we're scratching the surface there. So they did hit on that, and then they also discussed DeFi a little bit. DeFi to rebound in 2025. We still haven't hit our highs from 2021. Our previous high of around 200 billion TVL, total value locked. We've got about 120 billion right now, but we have been coming up the entire year. It's been a nice, steady, slow grow for DeFi in 2024, and looks to be a really promising 2025 for DeFi as well. Matt, what's going on, man? We're back. We're back. We're back. Tell them we're back. Tell them we're back.
Bitches, let's
I went off the screen for a second. Of course, that's the minute my Shure mic unplugs. Go ahead, Jimmy. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Whose mic is gone? What did you, again, this mistake, you guys, I think, cut everyone to his page. Okay. Just want to underline this things. The conservatives are in. It's mean the adoption, we're not going to stay at the 7%. We will see like 12% or 15% in a very short time.
GME, to speak with you, you're very much right. I have been talking with imams and clerics about this topic for a long time, since the last bull run when I was advising the Ministry of Finance in Indonesia on what amount of limits of exchanges, centralized and decentralized, what best practices to make sure that things are halal and not haram. But at the center of banking, as we know, conventional banking is haram. It's easy.
They are not bought Shiba in like years because it was like a central banking things.
Yes. So, to talk about the fatwas and the public declarations, like that's why the GCC is in league for the first time. Because now it's not a Shia or Sunni thing anymore. It's just banking the unbanked. It's been a catalyst of power for a long time, and equilibrium is being brought in by DeFi. So again, we talk about, the naysayers of DeFi talk about how little peace or how little clarity and consensus being brought. I think this is a great example. 1.1 billion new users that are not actually new users, just like the Chinese, diaspora as well. Old new users, I would say. And a lot of it is both not just social, but cultural restrictions, right? But again, I talked to imams and clerics and reviewed a lot of fatwas, and to that extent, as a scholar myself, I'm not saying I know everything, but I have some. You're very spot on, DMA. I wasn't going to talk about it but you have to see that with people with such a great knowledge based on what is right and wrong, it's not a religious thing; it's just common sense, right? But a lot of the fatwas.
It is why it's important, because they are more adaptive than the Western when they came to tech. So you had experience in Turkey, and you see everybody can use it. The Western are not that much adapted.
Malaysia, Indonesia, the potential. So, I'll give you Indonesia. 1% of the daily use is on stock markets and forex and fiat. The other 99% is on decentralized and centralized finance, the major exchanges of the world. This is where the money is being moved into Indonesia's. And if you go to the GCC, again, you're probably looking at 70-30%, right? So banking in its traditional sense is haram. Like, who wants to be told when you can use your money, how you can use your money, getting charged to use your money, the concept of money itself as we know it, for creating a service or
creating money is creating less, how they say, is riba with it. So creating money is basically haram.
Yes. So it's really common sense. You don't have to be a Muslim. You don't have to accept the fatwa to see how common sense. But it's just good to have some cultural and some societal context to add. But thanks for bringing that up, Jimmy, because I wasn't going to bring that up, but you are a very smart man to see between the lines, why I'm there and why I do CID. It has to be compliant for everyone. And everyone includes all faiths, all religions, all cultural beliefs. And that is what's beautiful about decentralized finance. And that's why I believe in so much in these ISO, and IEC class asset classes. But beyond that, decentralized finance as a whole. You just have to look at in the context of blockchain, spirit of transparency. And
as you know, when you will have the mass adoption, we will have less war. And one time there was saying this: who is having McDonald's in their country, they're never gonna fight each other.
Well, look at the macro.
Look at the DeFi are united people. Bring them together.
At El Salvador. Jimmy, look at El Salvador as just a small macro sampling of the world, how digital assets change the landscape of not just the economy, but the people, peace, etc. So people can say whatever the fuck they want to say. Excuse my language, Zach, but I debated a few people when I was there. Oh, you don't know anything. You haven't been around long. And I said, I didn't say I knew everything. I learned from you by you just opening your eyes and me having these arguments. But I would say that DeFi is making a difference in people's lives beyond your wallets and beyond your bottom line. It's improving lives. So we've talked about the multiple ways it's doing it many times here. So thanks, Jimmy, for bringing that up, because I wasn't going to bring that up. But smart man. Oh, I'm just impressed by how smart the people are here. I don't know anything on any given day, but I'm here and happy to share with all of you and learn with you at the same time. So a good reminder that people are awake and their eyes are open, paid, making sure that our eyes are open. So,
yeah, we have 3 minutes left of the show. So everyone with their hand up, you get 30 seconds. That gives all 10 of you guys.
Give it to Mustako.
Mutako gets 30 seconds also. Everyone gets 30 seconds because we have 2 minutes now. Sorry, everyone gets 20 seconds. All 10 of you get 20 seconds to go. We're gonna go with Duke. Duke, you got 20 seconds. Go.
Duke, XP. Okay, hey everybody, Merry Christmas, everything. So we were talking about crypto and what it can offer to the world. And in my opinion, it's freedom because it doesn't look different on where people are from. And as Larry said, like when we can use these digital finances, which are also very easy to carry around and they are very discreet, we're going to be able to have a more homogenic society where people can be free pretty much. And also in terms of what the meme coins and stuff can do for the world, this camaraderie that really spikes a lot of pioneers. It's a new wave of people learning about technology and stuff like this. And in terms of inclusive technology, and as Basit said earlier, I mean, tech can be good and bad, but in reality, it's neutral. Good tech should be neutral. Like Niels Bohr, who invented the atomic nucleus split. It was used for bad stuff, but it's also used for good stuff. And I mean, we cannot define tech or good or bad. We have to define people who use the tech. That's my 20 seconds. Thank you.
Dude, that was not 20 seconds. That was longer. We're going to Max Fine, baby. What's going on, baby? Max Fine, you got 20 seconds.
What's going on, guys? It's good to be here. And Duke, I got to comment on exactly kind of the same things that you were talking about. And it really does depend on who is in control, right? Is it decentralized or is it centralized? And if it's decentralized, I mean, I think there's still hope. But we've seen what centralized has done to society and people. But, the whole thing about biometrics and stuff like that Larry was talking about, it concerns me a little bit. Now, I don't know if that's 100%. You need to have it or you ain't getting in. And if you could touch on that real quick, Larry, that would be awesome. Thank you.
It depends on how much you need. Larry, hold on. Zach, do you want to extend the show for like 10 minutes to actually, give people some time? I'm getting a thumbs up from Mr. Humphries. Larry, don't take up the 10 minutes, bro.
Not,
for the
bro.
people.
Hey, don't talk over me.
Zach.
Speak over me again like that. I did Zach Humphries real quick. That was my best impression.
That was awful. That was first of all, shave your head. Start there.
And I don't want to shave my head, bro. That would be ugly. That's why I wear a witch hat right now, bro. So check it out, man. No, that's a really good question. I guess it depends on how much access that you need in day-to-day life, bro. What I'm saying is, like, do you need to have a Lamborghini or a Ferrari? Or do you need to finance something? If you need to finance something, then you're going to have to give into that. But if you're happy with eating great food every day, being able to travel, being able to take care of the end needs of your family, then you probably won't need that many biometrics. In the future, you could just move to Thailand. That's why I gave those two examples. You can live in Thailand or you can live in Dubai. They're two ends of the extreme, but have a focus on the same mission. So I guess it depends on how much that you need to be on grid, right? So for me, I don't own a Lamborghini. I don't own a bunch of material assets like that, but I do have some property that I can, leave a legacy towards. I I don't, yeah, I'm not in showing.
So, but sorry to interrupt, but just to your everyday spending money in Dubai, were you required to do the biometrics?
No. Check this out.
Like USDT and all that.
You can go to you can go to an OTC desk. You can pull out $1,000 with little to no trouble. They just want to see that you are a real human being from a real place with no criminal history, and bam, you run around with the dirhams you need as a tourist. But if you live there, of course, you have residents. You're going to need to have some biometrics, like you want to buy a property, etc. But really, like, this is the craziest part with all of the wealth that's in Dubai. You can get an Airbnb that's like equivalent to a 5-star hotel that's 10% of what you would spend in the US. It's amazing. Like you could spend $500 a month, get amazing accommodations, and forget that you're still in a place that has a higher living standard, higher infrastructure than most places in the US. I hate to say that because I bleed red, white, and blue. My Christmas tree is red, white, and blue, right? I mean, I'm just telling you, right? It's not green, Larry, at all.
But that's like low crime, and like all of that is due to the biometric systems that they have and like the security systems that they have. So I'm like on the fence too about that, right?
But I don't think that's everywhere, Larry. Real quick, I live in Morocco, and Morocco is relatively low crime compared to the United States. And they don't have crypto legal yet.
I would say that it's due to part of it is culture. What me and GME were talking about is, people laugh about it, but you get caned in Malaysia or Singapore, you get your hands chopped in the kingdom, or you go to jail in the very harsh conditions in the Emirates, and there's a reason for that because it's a cultural thing. Those places don't reward you for stealing or say it's okay as long as you steal under $500 US and it's not a felony.
There is no shoplifting there.
No, there's nothing. I left my passport somewhere, and you know what they said? Well, we have it for you, Mr. Lundy. We just wanted to make sure that it was yours. They knew that it was my passport when I walked in, and they handed it to me, and even gave me a glass of lemonade because they said it looks hot outside. The one time I misplaced my passport, it fell out of my pocket. They gave me a cold glass of lemonade. They sat me down. They said, this must have been very stressful. Do you need any guidance anywhere? So I was like, no, but my God, why would I want to leave Dubai after that, right?
They did not treat me like that when I lost my phone in Miami. I was like homeless. They did not.
Yeah, well, see, you're fucking Miami. To be honest, your phone was probably with Mar. I'm not surprised you haven't been on stage all day. That's probably the reason why.
That's a low blow paid because it's also someone that is attractive on their PFP, and it's just a low.
Yo, shout out to Vet who just popped in. Vet, you're a goat down there. Thanks for running spaces all the time, bro.
But Larry, to your point, it is definitely a cultural thing, and living in America for as long as I did, and over here, it's so different.
To give you the aspects of life in the GCC, most of them are the locals are from Bedouin tribes, and when they the hosting system, if you are their guest, they will extend you the maximum hospitality, and that's the only.
If you are their guest, you are their kings. But if you have the manner to understand being a guest,
it absolutely, they will defend you to the point of death, and I can attest to that from my time in the military as well. Not just and it's both Shia, that's both Sunni, and that's also if Pashto and Arabic and Persian Muslims. That's always been the experience I've had. I've never experienced anything less when you're their guest. Yeah. So, yeah. Something that
but don't try to be a guest in Yemen.
Well, Yemen's a difficult place to get to right now, but I love Yemeni people, GME. I think Yemen is the Yemeni people are, if you go through the Quran, this is just my studies in theology. They're Allah's chosen people, and shout out Yemen.
I love them, but they have a culture to having a guest as a hostage until they Feed me now.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that part is very true. Yeah, I thought you were saying. I know you weren't speaking negatively, but I love Yemeni people. Yemeni honey. Yeah, when you go to the Emirates, you're buying Yemeni honey. That's the honey that has all the health benefits. So that's how embedded I am in GCC. I'm usually in the Emirates or in the GCC quite often. Shout out Qatar, shout out Kuwait, shout out Jordan and Bahrain. You know, and many of them are making DeFi or parts of DeFi legal. You know, I have a lot of the banking and also my mining enros there. You know, we have a cyclic economy between Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, and the GCC. So, yep, it's a bigger world. Yeah, and yeah.
Larry, I want to get to because we only have a few minutes left. I want to get the Eurocorp. HBAR has been waiting for a while. General Kai Ken of the Kendu Inu community. And I think that's basically all the guests we have that have.
Mutasco. We didn't hear from
Mutasco. So Mutasco gets the last word because he's the tribe leader of everything. And he needs the last word from what he said last week. So, yeah, let's hop over to Eurocorp real quick. We'll get the HBAR, Soot, General Kai can do in the community, and then Mutasco to close it out, baby. Unless Zach have anything else as well.
Real quick, no, that sounds great. Real quick, I just want to make a quick announcement. Everybody listening on the live stream, I'm going to shut down the live stream, but join us over here for the last 10 minutes over on X. I've just got to get up from my desk, so if you're watching live on YouTube, just come on over and find my X page. If you haven't, come over here and follow me yet, do that too. We do this every Monday through Friday. We will be back tomorrow. We're not going to do Christmas Day, but we will be back tomorrow. So I just want to make that quick announcement, and we'll keep it rolling and close out the show.
Love it. And, Larry, I don't know if you ever